Have you ever wondered why you are always the first to arrive at the office and the last to leave? You work 12 hours a day, yet your results stay the same. Meanwhile, the person next to you works only 6 hours a day. They look relaxed. They enjoy life. But somehow they become twice as successful and twice as wealthy. So is life unfair? Or are we missing a hidden secret? If you believe we were born to live a happy life, not to work ourselves to death, please like this video. Your like is a statement. We reject burnout, and we choose a smarter path. Let me tell you a story about Arthur. Arthur is the definition of extreme hard work. He believes in one thing only. Working yourself half to death is the only right way. He wakes up at 4 in the morning. He pulls weeds with his bare hands. He carries water by hand. He refuses modern machines because he believes pain is directly tied to success. But the brutal truth is this: Arthur stays buried in debt and buried in exhaustion. Right next door lives William. William works from 8 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. He uses an automatic irrigation system. He travels with his family. He sleeps 8 hours every night. And the result? William's farm consistently produces twice as much as Arthur's. That thought haunted Arthur night after night. Then the drought hit. Water sources dried up. William stayed calm. He adjusted his drip system with smart changes. Arthur did the opposite. He decided to work even harder. He woke up at 3 in the morning. He carried 50 buckets of water on foot every day, from a well far away. Trying to fight nature with raw effort, Arthur pushed himself blindly, believing that sacrificing his body would create results. But he was wrong, and he was about to collapse. If you want to send a message to Arthur, and more importantly, to yourself, do not use busyness to hide inefficiency. Comment the word "awaken" below. Let awaken remind you, we need clarity for the long road, not speed that makes us collapse halfway. And then the worst happened. On the 40th day of carrying water, Arthur's body gave out. He almost died, not because of the drought, but because of exhaustion. Lying in a hospital bed, for the first time, he dropped his ego and asked William for the secret. William did not answer right away. He took Arthur behind the shed and pointed to 2 axes. One was dull, chipped, and rusty. The other was sharp and shining. William said, "Imagine 2 woodcutters competing to cut down trees. The first one swings non-stop for 12 hours. No breaks, no rest. He believes more swings and more sweat means victory. But his axe is dull, so he burns 10 times the energy, and the tree barely loses its outer bark. The second woodcutter works only 10 hours, but every hour he stops for 10 minutes. The first man laughs. He says the second man is lazy. He says it is a competition, not a break. But the second man is sharpening the axe. By the end of the day, with a sharp blade, he cuts down twice as many trees and still has energy left. William looked Arthur in the eyes and said, "For years you have been swinging a dull axe. Your hands bleed, not because life is cruel, but because your tools are poor. You are using effort to cover the lack of strategy." Then William shared 3 secrets to sharpen the axe. The rules that freed him from constant struggle. Principle 1. Never use human effort for what a system can do better. William pointed to his green fields. Arthur woke up at 3 in the morning, carrying bucket after bucket, walking until his legs felt like they would break, just to water every plant. William installed an automatic drip irrigation system. William explained, "I spent money and a few days setting it up. Back then you said it was wasteful, but now the system delivers water straight to the roots, at the right time, in the right amount, even while I sleep. You spend 6 hours a day carrying water. I spend 10 minutes checking the system. That is the difference between being a slave to work and being the owner of work. The mindset of the wealthy is not working faster. It is finding a way to never repeat manual labor again. If you can build a pipeline, do not carry water with buckets." Now pause for a moment. Ask yourself, are you carrying water with buckets in your current job? Are you doing repetitive manual tasks every day, even though technology could do them better? If you are ready to throw away the old bucket and build your own pipeline, comment the word system below. Let system remind you to rethink how you work starting today. Back to the story. William pointed out the second deadly mistake. Arthur planted 5 different crops on poor land. Because he feared risk, he ran to save one crop, while another got hit by pests. The result? All 5 performed average, because he never had enough focus to care for any of them properly. William did the opposite. He chose only 2 crops, the 2 that fit the land best. He poured all his focus, knowledge, and resources into them. William said, "Mastery in one thing beats mediocrity in 10. I focus on the 20% that creates 80% of profit. You are spending energy on things that do not pay, just to look busy." And then William said the hardest truth of all. The reason I sleep 8 hours, travel, and play with my children is not laziness. It is strategy. A tired brain is a dull axe. When you are exhausted, you make bad decisions. You miss early signs of pests. You misread market prices. You just grind like a worn-out machine. When I rest, my brain recharges. I stay sharp, so I can see opportunities you miss. Rest is not the enemy of productivity. Rest is the fuel of productivity. You cannot drive a race car to the finish line if the tank is empty. Arthur left with a completely new mindset. The next morning, for the first time in 10 years, he did not rush into the field at 4 in the morning. He spent the first 4 hours sitting with his wife, with a notebook, planning. He sold an old tractor he barely used. To fund an automatic irrigation system, he pulled out 3 low-performing crops and focused on the best 2. Watering time dropped from 6 hours to 20 minutes. With the extra time, he studied new methods, and most importantly, he started sleeping enough. 6 months later, harvest season arrived. The entire valley was shocked. Arthur's output jumped 40%, compared to his best year ever. But the real miracle was not the number. It was the man. Arthur was no longer bitter and exhausted. He was healthy. He was calm. And for the first time, he ate dinner with his family. He cut his workday from 15 hours to 7. But now, every hour was a sharp strike. Precise. Effective. He did not just work hard anymore. He worked smart. One late afternoon, William walked over to Arthur's farm. He saw the healthy crops, the irrigation system running smoothly, and the relaxed smile on Arthur's face. William nodded. He patted Arthur on the shoulder. "You learned the lesson, my friend. You are not only a hard worker now, you are a smart worker." Arthur grabbed his hand, grateful. "Thank you for showing me there is more than one way to build something great." This story is not only about farms and harvests. It is about me. It is about you. It is about millions of people who believe a sweet lie, that suffering equals success. That if you are not exhausted every day, you are not trying hard enough. The truth is simple. Hard work is necessary, but it is never enough. The most successful people are not the ones who work the longest. They are the ones who create the most results in the hours they have. Before you leave this video and go back to your routine, remember these 3 keys. First, choose systems before effort. Do not carry water with buckets if you can build a pipeline. Do not do manually what technology can automate. Let machines do machine work, so humans can do thinking work. Second, focus beats busyness. Cut what does not matter. Do not try to do 10 things and get average results. Pick 2 or 3 things that create the most value. Become great at them. Mastery is rewarded more than shallow multitasking. Third, rest is not a sin. It is a weapon. A tired brain makes expensive mistakes. A rested brain sees opportunities others miss. You cannot cut down a big tree if you never stop to sharpen the axe. My friend, you are not a machine built to run until you break. You are a human being with a powerful mind. You can create leverage. Here is a small challenge for this week. Look at your task list. Find one task that takes the most time, but gives the least result. Ask yourself, is there a smarter way? Is there a tool, a process, or a person who can help? Spend one afternoon sharpening your axe, instead of endlessly chopping. If this story touched you, if you saw yourself or someone you love in it, do not keep this video to yourself. Share it with someone who needs a reminder, someone who needs permission to rest and rethink. Your small action might help them escape a life of exhausting struggle. And if you commit to becoming a smart worker starting today, comment this line below: strategy over effort. Thank you for listening. I will be back next week with more stories to shift your mindset. Until then, remember, strategy beats exhaustion, and your brightest success comes when your mind is sharp, not when your body is broken. Goodbye, and see you soon.